What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be playing an artifact, or an Azorius Artifact Aggro deck. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to word this. And you may notice that my voice is a little boomish, a little echoey today, at least for the intro part. That's because I actually emptied the office out completely. My new desk should be in today, in which case I'll be setting up the office finally, you know, doing a full-blown setup for it, which will be nice. I won't have this in the background, and I won't, yeah, anyways. It's going to be lovely. So, on into the deck we're actually playing today, because I know y'all don't really care about the office. Y'all just want good productivity in my videos. Goodness gracious. But before we go and hop into what we're actually playing today, of course, I'd like to remind you all, leave a like, subscribe, hop over to Twitch, toss a follow, and of course, there's always the Discord link down in the description if anybody's interested in joining us up over there. Goodness gracious, Chance. Anyways, what do we have here today? Artifacts. The main reason that I wanted to try this out, obviously, in Historic is because Artifacts got a new little card right here, Tempered Steel. 3 mana artifact creatures you control get +2/+2, which is very lovely considering you have things like Ornithopter, which you can add in your deck. 0 cost creature, has 0/2, which seems bad, but again, you put down this 3 mana enchantment, and now you have a 2/4 for free in the skies. Now, you'll notice I didn't put Ornithopter in my deck here, and that's because I was trying to avoid the... How do I put this lightly? The copy pasta version of this deck, because I know there's already several artifact aggro decks in Historic running around and all that. So I wanted to try out some other things. But if you're playing this deck seriously, I do recommend that you seriously, see what I did there? Anyways, seriously add in Ornithopter and Curious Obsession. Both of these cards are bonkers, and they're both very, very good in this deck. Now, the main draw for this deck, right? The main combo, when I'm going to do it quickly, is the Ginger Brew into the All That Glitters combo. And of course you can throw Staggering Insight and Curious Obsession on it and all that. Now, there is another route you can go. I've decided to go more in the artifact heavy side, right, and go for things like Still Overseer, Voltaic Servant, which obviously both work very well as Tempered Steel, as Still Overseer makes all your things bigger, and Voltaic Servant basically gives vigilance to all your things. Also, it can allow you to reproc Still Overseer. Furthermore, Voltaic Servant and Traxos, if you have them, of course, don't worry about wasting a gold, you know, wild card, whatever, on this card if you don't already have them. But if you have a copy, if you have 2 copies, throw them in. 4 mana, 7/7 with Trample, and with a Voltaic Servant, he always gets to untap. So, you know, excellent card in an excellent deck. Anyways, we have some other new artifact creatures which I really, really enjoy. Crystalline Giant or Mecha Godzilla, the weapon, which way you want to call this creature. Honestly, I really like the Mecha Godzilla look to it. I think this is another great one. Obviously, you put Temper Steel on it. Now you have a 5/5 that gets all these random counters, and I do say random because, well, there's no telling which one you're going to get, right? It's sort of a cherry picking. Anyways, All That Glitters is obviously good in the deck. Shadow Spear helps give you trample as well as lifelink, and in those weird niche situations where your opponent has a permanent that has hexproof that you can't Teferi bounce, well, now you'll be able to Teferi bounce it. Or Icy Manipulator, that's another great thing. This card costs 1 mana, which, you know, everything else is very cheap in this deck, so paying this 1 mana here isn't really that bad. And then you're going to be able to tap target artifact, creature, or land. Now, obviously, you're going to tap your opponent's stuff here. That way you're not tapping out your own stuff. But it's one mana, right? 1 mana, get rid of X thing your opponent has that you don't want them to have, right? It could be a defender, it could be their own artifact that they plan on tapping, it could be even a land that you know that they... Like, if you tap it in their beginning phase, right, as soon as it goes to their turn after their untap phase, then they have to spend that mana at instant speed or they lose it for the turn. So yes, you spent 1 mana, but if you already have 1 extra mana left over, which, let's be real, you probably will, excuse me, then you just get to, you know, sort of minus them 1 just for you having extra. And then last but not least, we have Karn, Scion of Urza. Now, there's a whole lot of Karns running around, but I felt like this one really nestled itself kind of nicely into this deck, as obviously you can make more artifact creatures, which is kind of the whole point of this deck, right? And you can also go diving into your deck a little bit, reveal the top 2 cards, you know, yada, 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 all that great stuff. Main thing, I really miss Karn, so I wanted him in this deck. And then, of course, you can't play Azorius and not play Teferi. It's like, you know, what are you doing? Anyways, this deck does have 61 cards. You want to trim a card, by all means. If you want to make some adjustments, by all means. As always, I encourage y'all to make these decks your own. Don't have half as many voice cracks as what I have, because Lord Almighty. Anyways, thanks so much for watching this deck tech or deck breakdown, this intro, whatever you want to call it. And now, without further ado, we're going to go and hop right to our matches. And so, Murzlock, not Murloc, but Murzlock. We're going to go first, and we have 2 Staggering Insights and a Steel Overseer. I don't know that this hand is necessarily the exact hand we want to be keeping, but I am going to keep it in hopes. In hopes. Hello. Hi, how are you, Murzlock? Hope you're having a good day, afternoon, night, whatever time it may be, wherever you are. Now, I don't exactly want to throw a Staggering Insight on a Steel Overseer, but I will. You know, I will. Alright, well, it's going to be our Karn come next turn. Do we want a Karn or do we want another Staggering Insight? The Karn construct is going to come down as a 2/2, right?
I will defend my allies. Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine.
So that'll only deal 1 damage. Yeah, I figured he'd send it to the Karn. What we're really worried about is whenever he gets down another shrine. There's fires, and is it board wipe? It is. Good old Shatter. Lord, don't we love Shatter the Sky, ladies and gentlemen? Don't we all love Shatter the Sky so, so much?
I'll make use of that later.
Alright, so we have Mecha Godzilla and another Steel Overseer. They're probably going to give us the other Steel Overseer. They gave us a Mecha Godzilla. Well, I'm surprised by that. I will go ahead and play it down, though. And I'm not going to throw a Staggering Insight on it. I'll throw down a Shadow Spear. And it got flying. Alright, so Honden's probably going to keep Karn down to 2. Yeah. There's another shrine. Alright, so now they're able to deal 2 damage a turn. Not quite enough to kill. Ooh, okay, 3 damage a turn. That's enough to kill our Mecha Godzilla, which means we want to get it boosted, right? Want to get it boosted. Which means we're either throwing down a Tempered Steel or a Staggering Insight, or both, and maybe we're kicking it up to a 6/6. I'm definitely playing the Staggering Insight down on it. Am I playing Tempered Steel? I think it'll keep our other artifacts alive. Karn's probably dying, so if we -2 on him, I won't feel terrible. Yeah, let's go Tempered Steel. -2 on Karn.
Some solutions must be built.
And we'll throw this down tapped. Alright, so we swing in. We'll go up to 30 health. And we got a Ginger Brute. Alright, well, at least our Mecha Godzilla has flying, so you know, I can just go straight over all those little 1/1s. Alright, so they're looking for board wipe here, obviously. We can equip Shadow Spear to our... I think we should equip Shadow Spear here. That way it gains the trample. And then we throw down Ginger Brute. Ginger Brute. Okay. I was gonna say, and then we can pay for the Ginger Brutes, right? To where they can't be blocked. Anyways, I think we had lethal there, so picking up a game 1 with our artifacts deck feels pretty nice. And Zoni. I don't know why that makes me think of Zamboni, but whatever. And Zoni. Opponent does get to go first, and we have a Mecha Godzilla, Karametra's Blessing, Tempered Steel, and Karn. I want to keep this hand. I really, really do. Alright, so lead out with a Hallowed Fountain. we'll go from here. Opponent's playing Jeska? They have a 250 card deck, basically? That's a little crazy. That's a little over the top, don't you think, Mr. Opponent? We have 2 Tempered Steels. Do I want to get the Tempered Steels down before the Mechagodzilla? I think I want to get the Mechagodzilla up and churning, you know what I mean? Up and cranking out some stats. So let's go for the Mechagodzilla. And it gets lifelink. Hey, lifelink off the bat's not a bad thing. We'll hope they don't have just board wipe here. Cinder Barons. And a Jace Cunning Castaway. So they're going to be creating the 2-2, right? Creating a little 2-2. Tiny little 2-2. I think we just throw down another Mechagodzilla, honestly. It's better than 1 Mechagodzilla. You guessed it, 2. 2 Mechagodzillas. So we go to try to kill the Jace. They block with the illusion. Of course, I guess we could have went with the Karn there, not overcommitted to the board, in case they have board wipe. Alright, so Jace dies this next turn. Revitalize. Ritual of Rejuvenation. There's a card I haven't seen in a while. Ooh, Staggering Insight. So we're for sure throwing Staggering Insight. And I think we throw it on the one without lifelink, right? And then we're leaving up mana for Karametras in case they ever hit the board wipe. So this one's gaining First Strike and this one's gaining Menace. So you're basically just gaining the opposite ones of what you had earlier. So we'll go 3 there and 4 to the face and call it good. Now we're going to be gaining a ton of life off of these 2. And drawing a card, of course. Shadow Spear, that's not bad. So we can, yeah. Wanted to make sure I wasn't going to tap our Karametras. So we can get down the Shadow Spear and then still have 2, or the 1 mana for Karametras, which is good. Good, good, good. Our opponent has, like, only tap lands. They're all about this life gain. It's weird, weird life gain. Alright, well, back to my turn. I think we are shocking this in pretty much no matter what. We're going Tempered Steel. If we go Tempered Steel, that's all we can play. If I go Karn, we still have mana for Karametras, so I think this is the most mana efficient, right? Let's see what you get. Hexproof. Hey, we got a Hexproof and we got a Flying. The Hexproof should be good in case they have any targeted removal. Now we don't have to worry about using Karametras on that thing. Of course, we don't have equipment on anything else, so Karametras really only works on the very creature that we have Hexproof on. So that's kind of a negative. I wonder why our opponent's playing a 250 card deck. Like, what benefit do you gain there? What are you trying to accomplish? Ooh, still Overseer. Still Overseer plus Tempered Steel. That's really good. Sure. Sure, sure, sure. Putting down another Construct makes this other one do more damage, so. Actually, we have enough to finish them out now with what's on board, and they can't stop us because we have Karametras, so that's good. Even if they hit board wipe here, we're perfectly fine. Yeah, that's kind of what happens when you play a 250 card deck. Destroy all non-land permanents. Alright. Well, let's just block you. Now, unfortunately, that was just about the only thing that could have stopped us from winning here. So how then do we get back all that glitters? Maybe this plus Tempered Steel puts us up to what, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, because we gained 1 counter on the Mechagodzilla. That was literally perfect. That was the exact counter that we needed. Thank you, Mechagodzilla. Look at that. Lethal. Never didn't have it. Temudgeon? We're just gonna call you Tim. Not Tim, but Tem. Okay. Alright, we get to go first, and we have a Staggering Insight and a Ginger Brew, which is really the cards that I've been looking to like have in combination, you know, with the Tempered Steel, so that's good. That's pretty much what we've been hoping for, looking for, all that good stuff. Now, given things go to plan, we're going to play the Staggering Insight on our Ginger Brew. Oh yeah, that's... that's what's happening. Even if we just get rid of the Ornithopter, I think that's still perfectly worth it. Right? Yeah, has to be. Absolutely gots to be. They're going to let the damage go. Wow, which means they may have the same setup for their Ornithopter, right? They may have a Staggering Insight. Ooh, or an All That Glitters. Alright. I see you, opponent. Now, if only I could draw some land to get that Teferi down, am I right? Half of me says go ahead and swing with the Ginger Brew, because if you hit the land, obviously you get the Teferi, you can bounce their stuff. That's good. The other half says, just go for the double Staggering Insight on the Ginger Brew and draw hella cards. Y'all see where I'm at. So let's see. First card was a land, so, you know, and second card was a land. Either which way, it's alright. This means we get to get down our other Ginger Brew. And hopefully they don't have a Staggering Insight. Obviously, as soon as they play one, this Ornithopter is going to become a very, very menacing problem. Steel Overseer. Unsummon. You bastard. That really sucks, because now we can't even, like, Teferi play, you know, that stuff, the Staggering Insight, because they just got rid of it. They just got rid of it. Oh, I got a surprise for you. Sonny boy, I can do the same thing. Alright, and then of course we swing in because it's worth it with our Ginger Brutes. Don't know if it's worth it to lose the Teferi, but our Teferi isn't exactly the main course here, you know? It isn't exactly the coup de grace. So, they may swing in with their Steel Overseer, they may leave it back. We'll see. Well, they probably just tap their Steel Overseer now that they have everything they have here, right? Alright, so their flying creatures are going to be the biggest pain in the ass for us. The largest pain in the ass. I want an All That Glitters. I have 4 in my deck. Where's mine? Huh? Game? Huh? Alright, so I do want a Tempered Teal, Tempered Steel down as well. Now we can pay 1 with each of these Ginger Brutes and just get in damage. And this will put them down to 6 health, which means they have to gain life on their next turn, or we win. I think that's worth it. Or they have to leave their Ginger Brute back in order to block our Ginger Brutes, right? Stone Cold Serpent. Yeah, so they absolutely have to leave their Ginger Brute back. If we find any bits of damage like that... I think we lose here, actually. Because that could still only deal 5. Damn it! So close. So very close. Alright. So that's it. That's the GG. Mo Faj? Mo Faj? We're gonna call you Mo for short. We don't get to go first, but this is a fantastic hand. I wish we got to go first with this hand. My goodness, that would be beautiful. But you know, this is the way life goes. Of course, we're not swinging them with our Ginger Brute. We never know when they're gonna value, you know, taking out our Ginger Brute over their own Llanowar Elf. It's not exactly a position you want to be in. Still don't think we swing in. Our opponent's playing this weird Selesnya enchantments deck. Banishing Light. That's gonna be a GG. Yeah. GG. Like, I don't see us coming back too heftily, or at least quick enough. Another Karametras. Interesting. Alright, well. The good thing about Voltaic is it can untap itself, so, you know, there's always that. We are going to swing in here. Even if we just get some trade skis done, I'll be happy. Oh, Emo. I was about to say, you're really going out on the lawn here. Alright, so we're getting rid of the Destiny Spinner. Gaining some life. The Mending of Dominaria. And all the staggering insights in the world. Well, just gonna keep on keeping on. Well, ECD action over there, I saw that. A Citizen Champion. Pretty much the exact card we don't want our opponent to have. Oh boy. Yep. After we lost that Ginger Brute, like I said, it's pretty much downhill from there on out. Still Overseer. That's an interesting one. We do still swing it with our Voltaic Servant here. At least get rid of something, right? Alrighty. Birth of the Lettuce. This is gonna be a long game, and a long game that I don't think we win. I'm calling it now, but I don't think we win it in the long haul. Unless, of course, they mill themselves to death. You know? Like, if I can just stay healthy, beefy enough. Of course, if they're playing anything like a good enchantment player should, and they should have some all that glitters, some things that really allow them to just make our life non-existent, basically. Oh man, that hurt. Just popped my body. It's That's what happens when you get older, huh? The effects really kick in. Alrighty, so they have a 6/8 Setessan champion. No biggie. No biggie. Oh, right, and then plus... right. Because it wasn't big enough before. Alright, well, we're going to see what we draw here, and then we're going to call it a GG, because we're not winning this one. That Setessan's way too big, and, well, I don't really play removal in my decks. We drew a land. Huh. That's funny.